Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Coding Zoo. If this is your first time joining, my name is Shane. Our goal at the Coding Zoo is to help others like yourself learn how to program. So, this is our Java series, our Java playlist. And today's lesson, we are going to cover how to set up your integrated development environment, your IDE. We have chosen for our lessons to use Eclipse, but we're using Eclipse. We're going to use the version that comes with Spring tools. So Spring is basically a set of utilities, and well, it's much bigger than that. Spring is the bomb. Spring's got everything you need to run a full-fledged enterprise application in Java. So I decided to go ahead and use the Spring tools version of Eclipse. It's free, got a lot of features built in. Eventually in this series, we may get into actually using Spring, so I thought that would be a good way to start. So if you're interested in learning how to install the IDE, install Eclipse, stick around. We're going to jump right into that. Okay, so in the last lesson, we installed the JDK version 12. In this lesson, we are going to install the IDE that comes with Spring Tools, which just happens to be Eclipse. So it's a very good version of Eclipse. I think you're going to like it. Let's go ahead and install it. So I've got my browser here. I'm going to go to the Spring website. I forget the exact links. I'm going to Google it. Spring, type in Spring Tool Suite. So I've got Spring Tool Suite download. You'll see Spring Tools 4. Click on that. And now I'm going to go over to download for my OS, which happens to be Windows. It's pretty large, so it may take a few minutes. Still going, still going. You can, hey, if you need to run, get you some coffee, wash your car, maybe take a quick power nap. By the time you get done with that, it should be downloaded. Maybe I can fast forward the video for you. Let's move it forward. Come on. 337 megs. All right, so it's done downloading. Let's go ahead and choose to open it, show in folder. So when you look at where the folder was downloaded, you're going to see this file called spring-tool-suite 4.4 something another. This is a zip file. It's a compressed file. If it wasn't zipped up, it would have taken a lot longer to download, which it was quite long enough. So if you double click on this, you should end up inside of this compressed zip file. If you're in Windows, there's a folder here called STS 4.3.1 release. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to press Control C to copy. You can also right click and choose copy. So Control C. And now I'm going to go to a different place on my system. Let's go to this PC. And I'm going to go to my C drive. Now we need to copy this folder to wherever we want the program to be stored. So I'm going to do New, right click, choose New, choose Folder, and now I'm going to rename the folder. You can right click and choose Rename, or you can just put your cursor on it. Now I renamed it to IDE, and once I got it inside the IDE folder, I press Control V to paste it. You can also choose to right click and paste. Now it's copying everything over. Now this again may take a while, so let's see if we can make it go faster. All right, so it's almost done. Now once it's done, you're going to see this STS folder in the IDE folder. Now let's go ahead and go inside of that folder there. So double click or right click and choose Open. Now in here you're going to see several files. You want to look for Spring Tools Suite 4. So right click on this and choose Pin to Start. If you want to put it on, if you're in Windows, you can put it in your Start. You can also right click on it and choose to, you can also right click on it and choose to create or send to desktop, and it creates a shortcut. If you look in the up left corner of my screen here, you'll see Spring Tools shortcut. Double click on that. Now it's opening up the Spring Tools. I come to this, it then comes to where you define your workspace. Feel free to put your workspace wherever you like. I'm putting mine at Spring Tools Workspace underneath my Documents folder. Next thing I'm going to do is click Launch. All right, so my Spring Tools workspace has come up. So I'm going to choose, just to make sure it's working, choose Create a Project, and let's do Maven. Click on the Maven Project, click on Next. I'm going to choose Create a Simple Project, and then click Next. Now for Group ID, I'm just going to type in Coding Zoo. Now the artifact, I'm going to type in my project or my test project. Should really probably make that camel case. So, or rather Pascal case. Pascal case starts with an uppercase, then lowercase, and then uppercase. So the first words, all the words start with a capital letter. So it's making the project. You can see down at the bottom here, it says create project, my test project. It's actually building the project up. So it says 0%, 71, jumped all the way to 75. Now on the left side here, you'll see some folders. Once it's done, you're going to see more. So let's open it up. Now you'll see source main Java, source main resources. See source test Java and source test resources. So the test folder is where you put your unit tests. We'll get into that in later lessons. At the bottom here is a POM file. You click on that and you see your pom.xml. So we created a Maven project. I'll go more in depth on that later. Maven is a way to include different libraries that you might need in your project and to build your project. It's a good way to use a given project across multiple IDEs, which is why I prefer to use Maven. Maven is quite popular. It's one of 2 or 3 different build systems. Now, in our next lesson, we are going to go over how to go ahead and create a real project to do our first lesson. We're going to make sure that we set up the JRE in this Maven project. If you look at the bottom here, you'll see there's a couple of warnings there. That's because this project doesn't quite know where the Java runtime is at. We'll set that up. So that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to again create a Maven project. I'm going to show you how to add a library to that Maven project. Probably going to add the library Lombok. We'll be using it a lot later on. And also we're going to go into the POM file and set up the correct settings for the JDK. Make sure it's using JDK 12 that we installed in the previous lesson. If you look at the bottom here, you'll see there's warnings. That's because it actually isn't set up correctly for the JDK. We'll cover that in the next lesson. So I hope this was helpful to you. The Eclipse IDE, especially the Spring Tools one, is an excellent IDE. It's fully featured. There is nothing missing. It's a great IDE. So hopefully you'll enjoy using it. If not, hey, feel free to download IntelliJ or NetBeans. They're both also good IDEs, and you can use any of those with the upcoming lessons. The key thing though is we're going to be working with Maven projects. Maven is an awesome way to build your projects and share them from IDE to IDE. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, click the like button. Be sure, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button below. There is also a bell that will alert you. Be sure to click the bell. If you don't click the bell, it won't tell you when the next video comes out. Again, I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you next time, and I hope you have an awesome, great week. Bye.